ChokeOuT!
First thing about Cain Velasquez, I heard from our manager, Dwayne Zinkin, that he said to me that he has this new recruit that has got a limited gas tank, and he felt that that he was a perfect fit for MMA. And when he said he was a Mexican fighter, a heavyweight, I wasn't too enthusiastic because I'd never really seen a really physically fit Mexican. Most of them are not usually heavyweights, so for me it was like, I wasn't too enthused. So the very first day he came through the door, I was in the ring coaching the guys, and when he came through, I saw a very athletic looking guy, so I do like a double take, and I was like, what the heck? And he just looked like a fighter, right off the bat. So I asked him, I said, hey, I said to him, I thought you were going to be a little heavier, and I was kind of in my mind joking because I was thinking, more or less, I was thinking he was going to be fat, and he just kind of looks at me, he goes, well, I do put on a little extra weight for wrestling. So he didn't get what I was meaning because, obviously it was only between what I was having in my head. So the very first thing I saw in him is we usually do like light sparring, and he was doing some light sparring with some of the kickboxers, and when one of the kickboxers kicked him in the head a little too hard, Cain just picked him up and gently put him down, just to kind of let him know that, hey, look, if you want to play like that, I can play my game too. So he did that the first time. I guess he didn't get the message, so he kicked him again, and this time around Cain picked him up and slammed him. So from that point, I knew that he was something special because he didn't lose control the first time. He kind of gave him a little warning sign, the second time he slammed him. From that point, it happened again with another one, and he kicked Cain in the head. But this one here, I think he's already got tired. He already got kicked already by the one guy, so the second guy kicked him, and he slammed him right away, and he got the message right away that, hey, we're supposed to play light. So from that point, Crazy Bob wanted to see him spar, and I said, no, I've seen enough, and he didn't understand because he didn't see what I witnessed, and so I didn't need to have him spar because I already knew what he had, and he had what it was to be a world champion. I thought right from that point, this guy could be a world champion just based on the athletic ability and the mental, because in my opinion, mental is the biggest part of what can propel you to a championship, and I felt this kid had it right from the get-go. So from there, he decides that after college, he was going to come join us, and he did. He moved from Arizona all the way down here, and I guess the first month he was with us, one of my other fighters armbarred him and popped his arm, and he was like saying, hey, I'm the champ, this and that, and then I kind of got upset at my fighter because Cain didn't know anything. He didn't understand the technique. And I said to him, I go, look, give him a chance and see how he does, because right now you armbar somebody that doesn't even know what the hell it is, So about 3 months later, Cain was rolling with that fighter again, and this time Cain armbarred him. And what impressed me about Cain is not only did he armbar him, the person that armbarred him, but he actually showed him what he needed to do to avoid from it happening again. So right off the bat, he impressed me twofold there. Number one, he improved on the person that got him. Number two, he actually showed that person how to get away from an armbar, and so that really impressed me about him. The very first time I trained with Cain, I was showing him a technique, and he'd always go, yeah, and I look at him like, what do you mean, yeah? I go, do you know what I'm going to teach you? He goes, no, I've never done it, but I know what you're talking about. So we kind of connected right away. He more or less knew what I was going to teach him. He understood everything. No matter what it was, I would show this technique or that technique. He'd go, yeah, and he'd get it. I mean, so he understood the fighting mechanics, and just lead him the way a little bit, and he'll be able to follow it through. So I can lead him to an opening of a certain technique, and he already knows the finish, which was very impressive in itself. So that's how we started with him.
ChokeOuT Cancer.